Here's your Farm and Ranch Report from the Montana Ag Network.
And good morning, friends. It's time for your Farm and Ranch News. Well, the U.S. Cattlemen's Association has filed a petition for rulemaking with the USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service to address product of the USA and made in the USA claims on U.S. beef. Now, since the repeal of country of origin labeling in 2015, USCA says there are no clear definitions for what constitutes a U.S. beef product. And it says cattle or beef that's imported into our borders and undergoes further processing or even handling at a USDA inspected facility can still be labeled as a product of the United States, even if the handling of the beef product was minimal. Now, this week I talked with USCA Director Emeritus Leo McDonald from Columbus, Montana, about the U.S. Cattlemen's Association's continued fight for truth in labeling.
Well, I think it's real important, and it's always a good time to do it, Russell. We have folks right now that are labeling foreign products with a USA or a Made in America label, and we need to clean all that up. So that the only thing that being labeled with anything that would make American consumers think it was U.S. product needs to be strictly beef that comes from cattle that were raised here in the United States, processed here in the United States, and born here in the United States.
Now, the U.S. Cattlemen's Association says that founding members like Leo McDonald were the original proponents of country of origin labeling in the 2002 Farm Bill, and that they remain steadfast in their support for a truthful and transparent labeling program for U.S. beef and U.S. beef products. Stay with us. We'll have more Ag News right after this.
Roots, they anchor CHS to Montana. CHS is your partner for feed, for fuel, for agronomy, for grain. CHS is the largest agricultural cooperative in the world. CHS leads because our owners know this land and know how to make the most of this modern farming world. CHS is your cooperative. CHS, creating connections to empower agriculture.
Hey, Luna, why was the jack-o'-lantern afraid to cross the road?
I don't know, Jack. Why?
Because it had no guts. Get it?
Whoa, did you see the Yokohama tires on that SUV?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of those lately.
That's because there's a big sale at Tire-Rama until October 31st. Get up to $80 back on any set of qualifying Yokohama tires, even winter tires.
Oh, speaking of winter, what's black, white, orange, and wattles? A penguin carrying a pumpkin.
Well, as the wait continues regarding whether or not the U.S. Congress will vote on the new U.S., Mexico, and Canada trade agreement, yesterday Montana Senator Steve Daines took to the U.S. Senate floor to encourage his colleagues in the U.S. House of Representatives to act and advance the new USMCA.
This landmark trade agreement is expected to create 176,000 new American jobs. It's expected to grow American businesses all over our country and help give a jump start to our hardworking farmers and ranchers. With 95% of the world's population outside of the United States, Montana producers need access to these global markets.
Now, Mexico actually ratified the USMCA agreement back in June, and the trade agreement has also moved its way through the Canadian process, with Canadian political officials saying that it'll ratify the USMCA when House Speaker Nancy Pelosi brings it up for a vote in the U.S. Congress. And certainly, I'm sure trade and a lot of other key agricultural policy issues will be talked about starting tomorrow and running into Saturday, when members of the Montana Farmers Union meet in Great Falls at the Heritage Inn for this year's annual convention, which, by the way, this network's Lane Nordland and I are looking forward to being on hand for. Some of the other issues they're going to be tackling: precision agricultural concepts, grizzly bear management, as well as feral swine. Again, it's the Montana Farmers Union Convention headed for Great Falls tomorrow and Saturday. That does it from the Ag Desk. Have a great day.